How bad off were you?
Oh, man.
Like, compared to the streets?
Worse.
Yeah.
I first of all, I've never done meth on the streets.
Okay.
The only thing I I would say that I got invested in on the streets were opiates. You know, I've done coke and, you know, odd things here and there, a little experiment here, a little experiment there, but most of my thing for the streets was opiates. And when I got in prison, I was just such a lost soul, dude, that like I was just looking for any way out.
All right, we're back with another episode of Get a Grip Podcast. We have Chris Weldon with us today. Chris, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me back.
Yep. Chris and I go back to our correctional facility days where I was the police and you were the inmates. But in reality, we're both just criminals and addicts and that are in recovery. So we are going to start off with your childhood. Tell us about your childhood and what that looked like, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'll be 30 in a month. Basically grew up here in Columbus, but I kind of lived in a bunch of different places too, Tennessee, Michigan, Florida. But most of my time I grew up here, born here. My parents are drug addicts. They've always been drug addicts
Both
my
of
whole
them.
life. Yeah. It progressed from cocaine to alcohol to just marijuana, and you know, but they've remained drug addicts my
They've
whole life.
worked their way down.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
If that's
Okay.
if that's how you want to perceive it, yeah.
I mean, that's better though.
It's better than It's better than some things. Naturally, with that kind of atmosphere, I was drawn to that atmosphere, and so like you know, the street life kind of took a hold of me pretty young. I'd say probably around 14, 15, I started doing dumb shit, trying drugs, committing crimes, stealing, you know, anything. Really just in the image of trying to fit in and be cool. You know, I didn't really know my place in the world for a long time. And my parents were kind of focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have really the guidance to kind of tell me, like, you know.
At all.
Yeah, so I figured stuff out on my own. Naturally, since I'm here, you know that I didn't make the greatest choices. And ultimately led me through some things like getting stabbed, getting beat to a pulp, going to prison, you know, seeing my friends die all around me and stuff, going to prison and stuff too.
Tell me about the 14 to 15 age when you started to get in trouble, and like what the progression looked like.
Yeah, so it started probably, my parents have always smoked weed. So I think it started with like me and my cousins were probably pinching sacks and a little bit of bud here, a little bit of bud here.
Parents' bags.
Yeah, and trying their stuff. And then, you know, you see them doing powder and then you try the powder and, you know, it's so on and so forth. You know, when people are partying, they're not just doing one thing. So the accessibility to all the drugs was prevalent, you know.
Everything was there.
Yeah, and we were no strangers. We were like not scared at all to try things. So we see them doing it and we're going to try it. And
Isn't that weird? How we just did shit.
Yeah.
Like normal people would think twice or three times or be like, fuck no. And we're just like, yeah, sure, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. I think my parents didn't really realize, or my uncles and aunts and stuff, they didn't really realize the impact that just your kids watching you will have, you know? And like you can hide stuff a little bit, but your kids are watching and they're paying attention and they learn it from you, you know? And so they mimic you.
Yep.
And if they see you snorting fucking powder off of a glass table, then they're gonna want to do that. And so that's how it started. Or at least
see what it's about.
I think too, where it really like spiraled for me as I got a little older in high school and I kind of knew about drugs a little bit more and stuff. I ended up getting this injury in high school and getting prescribed Vicodin, and that kind of set me on like a track to like try pills and stuff. And then I tried Percocets. And it was kind of
what was the Vicodin like?
Downhill.
Like you got the Vicodin first before the Percocets?
Yeah.
What was that like? Did you like it? Or was it just kind of like, this is all right?
Yeah, I think it was more like this is kind of, I just vibed, you know? Like, it wasn't like a nodding out or anything crazy like
Didn't,
that.
like, knock your
kind
socks off.
Yeah, no, it was just kind of like marijuana, really. I mean, just stronger,
Yeah.
obviously, you know,
Yeah.
more relaxed,
Yeah.
you know. And then, as I'm sure you know, as a former drug addict, you know, when you start doing drugs and stuff, all the pain goes away. All the stuff that you think about and stuff like that. It
Emotional,
just,
physical.
yeah, man, it all goes away. And so you don't really think about, like, the consequences of things or anything like that, or, you know, why am I even doing this? Like, you're not even thinking that far. You're just like, man, I'm doing it.
You don't think about it at all.
Right. So I think I just kind of settled into it, you know.
When you got
I
the
got used
perks,
to
where'd you get them? Streets or prescription?
I can't really recall too well, because I have been prescribed Percocet before too, but I think I want to say that it started with the streets, like
Okay.
my buddies and stuff doing it, and then, you know, I'm like, hey man, I don't know what that is, let me try.
Yeah.
You know. And so it just,
And that hit different.
and then it also it really hurt that the plug, quote unquote, was across the street. And so, like, we were just running all the time back and forth over there. We would go do something, make a little money, and come over there and see him. And then,
Yep.
and it was like a
Super
revolving
convenient.
door. Yeah.
I mean, convenient at
Yep.
the time, yeah. More than you could ask
He was
for.
also like a one-stop shop too. So, like, he would all the time, we would go over there for, like, let's say a perk, and he would offer Suboxone, or like go over there for Suboxone, he'd offer heroin, and, you know, and
He had
we're dumbass
everything.
kids, so we're like, heroin seems cool. You know, like, we'll try it.
Jesus. How old were you when you tried heroin for the first time?
I think I was 19 when I tried heroin.
19. So
Yeah.
oxys up until...
I did mostly Percocets. I did do a little oxy, little, you know,
were
a
they
little
like
bit
the
of everything.
fives or were they 30s?
It started with 10s,
10s, okay.
and it worked up
To
to 30s. Yeah. For like probably a year though, I was 10s and 15s, and then once I hit 30s, it was like a full stride to dope fiend.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I started robbing and stealing and selling drugs and doing dumb shit like that to try to make the money for it.
And you were doing like B&Es and shit, right?
Pretty much anything to do with theft. B&Es, I did a couple of them, but most of my things were like burglary. And when people weren't around, I would scope out, and then when you left, you know, I would learn your schedule. I would watch you, learn your schedule, and then once I figured you out, knew when you would be gone, how long you'd be gone, that kind of thing, then I would find my way in. And just take, you know, electronics, just basically valuables, cash, shoes, just the normal stuff you would see on the streets, you know. Mostly shoes and electronics.
What was your biggest lick from a burglary?
Probably what I went to prison for. And ironically, like, I don't really remember much of it because I was just, like, strung out on Xanax. But that's probably, like, the biggest
What'd you get?
lick.
What was the...
It equivalent to 10 grand
okay.
and worth of merchandise. It wasn't like money or anything, you know.
But it was 10 G's of...
10 G's
worth
of like TVs and
Okay.
the brand new. It was like a PlayStation 5 when it first came out and
Oh,
stuff like, you know,
fuck.
shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Jordans, like the dude that I robbed, he had a whole shoe collection. So like most of that money came from that.
Any cash?
No cash.
What's
And
your
most of the
biggest
time
cash?
when I would do stuff like that, I wouldn't come across cash. It would be mostly like jewelry, electronics.
You weren't spending like a lot of time in the house, so it's not like you were going
no.
looking behind bookshelves for cash or opening
No.
books looking for $100 bills
No.
in and out.
Completely degenerate, dope head, just trying to get a buck, man. Like, I'm in, getting what I can, getting out. I'm not thinking about, like, making buku money or
Right.
anything, you know. I'm just trying to get that fix, man.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm fucking dope sick when I'm doing this, you know. So, like, that's what
Oh,
I'm thinking
God.
about. Like, I'm thinking about just getting my fix, man. Like, I'm not caring about who I hurt or anything, really. Just getting that
If you're
get
dope
right.
sick when you're doing it, that's
Yeah.
all you give a fuck about. You want to get the fuck in and out so you can go get what you need.
Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, yeah, it'll take you to some crazy places. Somebody that I was locked up with under you ended up getting out and robbing banks and stuff, man. Getting chased down West Broad.
I
don't want to say his name.
I know you. I know you won't
Ginger,
put him on blast.
if that helps.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yep. I spent a lot of
Damn.
time with him, so
Yeah, and he seemed like a pretty.
he seemed like he had his head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he
then.
really did.
And that's how you know, man, that stuff will just take complete control of you.
Well, that's what was fucked up is like I would talk to you guys because I was you and like get along with you guys really well, especially your group.
Yeah.
And like he was cool. Like he was like seemed like a smart guy, a decent guy, got out, got strung out and fucking started robbing banks. And that is how quick it can happen.
That's exactly. And I don't even think he was out for 3-4 months, and now he's doing 10 years.
Holy shit.
So, yeah.
Wow, dude. That
Yeah.
would put me at 44, so he'll get out when I'm 44.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's wild to think about.
Yeah.
You
know, I know his whole story. When he was running down West Broad, he opened up the bag, and the blue shit sprayed all over him. So his mugshot
the
is...
dye?
Yeah, his mugshot is just that, like, smear marks of that shit all over him.
The dye pack exploding.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He looked like a fucking Smurf.
I bet he did. Exactly like a Smurf. When was the first time you saw, I don't want to say consequences, but legal trouble from what you were doing? I mean, I'm sure there were consequences.
Most of my
smaller.
consequences were probably like internal, like family.
Okay.
Until I was almost an adult. Like when I caught my felony that sent me to prison, I was 17 when I caught that. That was probably like, I had been to jail, but like not for drugs necessarily, just for being like a fucking wild bug out fighting and shit like that. My first consequences for drugs though was probably homelessness. My dad finally just was like, man, you're not living in my house and doing this shit right under my nose. So like you're either gonna quit this shit now or you're gonna get the fuck out. And stubborn-headed as I am, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm kicking rocks, bud.
See you later.
And that reality kind of set in after a couple of days out there. You know, you're kind of like, man, yeah. I could probably just give this shit up.
Did you have a car?
No.
So you were just...
You're just out there sleeping,
out
dude.
there.
Yeah, at the park on the slide. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Under bridges. I mean, I won't glorify it and act like I was out there for months and months on end, but I was definitely out there for like a week and a half, and that was pretty rough for me when I was 16.
I did 30 days, and that was rough for me. So, I mean, and there's people who do it for years in the freezing cold and all that shit, and I can't imagine. I mean, I literally, like those days where it's like 0 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when I was in jail, you would all the time, like if I was in there during the winter, you would see homeless people come in just to stay for the cold.
Yeah,
you know,
just to get out of the cold.
Come in with bed bugs and roaches and lice and the whole nine, and just come in there and sleep because they have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
That stuff used to kind of hurt me a little bit to see, you know.
Yeah, it sucks. I remember a dude told me once when I went to jail, we were in a tank, and he told me he just needed to lay it down for a couple months. Just had to take a break. Career criminal, you know what I mean? Just occupational
like a
hazard.
home.
Yeah, exactly. Just an occupational hazard of his job is going to jail. And it's one hell of a way to live. Tell us about your first long-term experience in the workhouse, or our county jail. We call it the workhouse, but it's our county jail here in Ohio in Franklin County, Columbus.
So the longest stretch I did there was 11 months. Other than that, I've done like little 4 months here, 4 months there. You know, just I've always been poor. Indigent is what they call it.
Yep.
And so I've never been able to afford attorney or bond or anything. And so most of my story is like me sitting in jail because my parents have the money, but they're like, no, motherfucker, you need to learn your lesson.
Yeah.
And I don't have any money. So I ended up sitting in there for months on end learning my lesson.
What type of shit? Like the first time you did like a 3-month stint, you go in and what are you seeing?
Dude, okay. Yeah. So the first time in the workhouse was fucking brutal for me, man. Excuse my language, but it's 2013 when I went. I was, like I said, 17. When I went in there, they put me in like this like juvenile kind of like a halfway tank. Like you sit in there and then they move you to a tank later on, but like, you're in there with like 17 to 22-year-olds
Ugh,
And like when
God.
you're 17, dude, a 22-year-old is fucking might as well be a grown man, bro.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
they've seen a little bit more, even if it's only a couple years.
It
They've
doesn't
seen
even
more.
seem right.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right.
At
Like
all.
but then so long story short, they moved me upstairs, and back in 2013,
No cameras.
it was bad, dude. Like they wouldn't even come in there and save you if you were getting beat up. Like
No.
if you're getting fucking jumped by 10 dudes, they would sit at the door and watch you and videotape you.
Yep.
While you're getting your fucking head beat in right in front of them.
I've seen it happen.
And all they would need to do is pop the door and everybody's going to back up.
Yep.
You know? Everybody's like, oh shit. But
Everyone
no.
would stop. No.
So I watched some people get brutally beat in there. I've seen people get starved in there. You know, where people like literally you're fighting for your food. Because back in the day, they don't do it anymore. But back in the day, in 2013, what they would do is they would bring in the exact amount of trays for the pod. So let's say there's 20 people in there. They'd bring in 20 trays. But they're not handing them out to you. They're just setting the 20 trays on the fucking table, and then everybody's got to come get theirs. Well, buddy, if you can't fight, you're not getting yours.
Yeah. So you watch people be
I've seen people
starved.
Yeah, man. I've seen people like literally refuse to stand up for themselves. And
Like, what does that do to a human though? As they're not eating for days on end. I mean, you
Well,
watch these people.
Normally, it doesn't last long because they end up
they'll
tapping
tap
out.
out.
Yeah, so it doesn't last long usually. But
Explain tapping out to our viewers.
yeah, so tapping out. Our county jail is a super max, so you never leave the pod. There's 20 to 40 people in this pod. They're overcrowded. There's overcrowded of inmates and underpopulation of COs or deputies.
Yes.
And so they're like not always around. They're just mostly in their
They're
station.
fucking never around.
Right. Right.
You don't see them until they do count.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to get their attention for any reason, it's not even just to leave the cell. Like if you want to get their attention for any reason, you have to bang on this door real loud until they come down there pissed off. Like, what the fuck are you banging for?
Yep.
But long story short, these guys, they'd get so fed up of being in the cell, they would basically wait until everybody's asleep at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then they would run up to the door and they would bang on it hard as they could and not stop until the COs come or the deputies come and take them out. You know, and it was basically their way of avoiding a fight, but also leaving the cell.
And if there's been times when guys would lose fights and they'd immediately go.
Oh yeah, actually,
out.
I've seen people gang fights where when the loser gets up, they're like, you gotta leave now, you gotta tap.
That's it.
Yeah, you're not staying in here.
Yeah.
Unless you want to keep this going.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because our kind it really is a supermax. Like you don't breathe fresh air until you go to court. Like I remember going to court and like you'd get outside to get on the bus and you'd have like 5 seconds of fresh air.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, it smells so good.
This is what I'm fucking missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Driving by regular cars on the street and shit, like.
Yeah, and for you guys that have never been to the workhouse, if you had stepped in there for even a couple hours, you would realize that like it's a very easy place to lose your composure in. It's very easy to just go mad in there. There's nothing to do. You're in there with a bunch of criminals who have nothing to do.
Cover the windows.
Yeah, that you can't see outside. You're not seeing anything in the hallway. Like the cells across from you are blocked out, tinted out. So you literally see no one but the people you're with all day, 24/7. There's hardly any food. There's nothing to do. There's
no
one
female
TV.
COs or
Yeah,
deps.
so it's just like a recipe for disaster, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like it's set up to make you. It is set up to make you go mad. So that's why they do it. So you plea out.
Right. Yeah. That is
Like-
that is a common conception with Franklin County is that they are a plea out county, and they kind of do that on purpose
It's
to
like
force
fucking
you to plea.
torture.
Yeah. And ironically, that's kind of what happened to me is I ended up taking a plea deal because I was so tired of being in there for that 11 months.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. 11 months is a long ass time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do your 3-4 months here and there. Now it's time for your 11-month bid. You commit this burglary.
Mhm.
How do you get caught?
I got caught red-handed. I think a neighbor saw me running through backyards, and I broke the guy's window with a hammer, and I think they saw me running through yards and throw the hammer. And so dude came outside yelling at me, hey, what the fuck are you doing in my backyard? Da, da, da. Next thing you know, as I'm booking it out another yard, here comes a cruiser.
Damn.
And I ran from him. He ran me. He hit me with his car. I ran to there was like these woods near my house, and there was this field right before the woods. I ran through the field. He drove up on the field and bumped me with his car.
Just try to knock you over.
Knocked me over, yeah, and then he jumped out and handcuffed me.
So it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
And
it definitely
I'm
worked.
assuming you had shit or no?
No, I just it was a failed attempt. Like so what I didn't get caught for the actual burglary. I got caught for a separate attempted burglary.
Okay.
So my sentence was 4 years, 11 months. I got 4 years for the burglary, and I got 11 months for the attempted burglary.
Okay.
They caught me for the attempted burglary, matched the evidence, and caught me for the burglary.
And
So I was scot-free on that burglary until I did that.
Right.
They didn't have my fingerprints, nothing. So, like, I committed that. They got the hammer, fingerprints, matched the fingerprints.
Now you're busted for whatever else you did, or some of it at
and
least.
then, since you mentioned that, at first they sent me to jail. I got an OR bond, so they let me basically ride out. And they started their investigation. They secretly indicted me on that burglary, the 4 years that I got. And then they called me in for questioning. And I was a minor, so my dad had to go with me. And when I first sat down in the interrogation room, the first thing they do, two detectives come in. The first one just slams a fucking packet down on the table. I'm telling you, it's probably this thick. 60-something indictments. 60-something crimes that they were trying to... So what they were doing was they were taking an area, and they were saying that I committed all these
like a part of town,
crimes.
A part of town, basically.
Yeah, so like, I was from the west side, so let's say they took the hilltop, and they were like, all these crimes look very similar, and we're going to try to basically say that you're the guy.
You did all of them.
Yeah. I won't
Which I'm sure you shit your pants.
Yeah, and then that's my thing, is like, I don't know if I did these or not. At this point, I was so deep into that life, man, that like I had just committed so many crimes. I don't fucking know what I did or what I didn't do, man.
You did some, or you don't know if they're these or those or what.
So I'm just, my dad, ex-convict himself, and the first thing he told me was, shut your fucking mouth. Don't say nothing. And so that's what I did, man. Luckily, I probably should have went to prison for a lot longer. I guarantee I should have went to prison for a lot longer. And I'm very fortunate that I got the time that I did.
But you didn't talk.
I didn't talk, and that's probably why I didn't get the time that I should have got. Yeah.
Yeah, co-defendants?
No.
Just you?
I could have had a co-defendant.
Could have, but didn't.
But didn't talk.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, I mean, 4 years and 11 months is a long time, but, I get it. You don't tell on your friends. Like, that's how
I was just so scared too, man. Back then, I just didn't know what to expect or what to think, and that's just the kind of person I am, that if it seems too foreign, then I kind of just like back away and kind of, just watch.
I don't blame you one bit. So after you sit with the detectives, what happens next?
They let me go. They take a mouth swab, fingerprints, the standard thing they do during investigations, and then they send me home. A couple months later, Marshall's knocking on the door, and my mom just lets him in. Hey, come on in. They come right down. I'm in my drawers. They throw me in the paddy wagon in my drawers, and I was.
Were you acting up?
Yeah, I was so such a violent little fucker, man, that like when they came to arrest me, I was like, you're gonna have to drag me. I'm not fucking going. I'm not putting clothes on. I'm not doing none of this. Fuck you guys, kicking and pushing and all this. So they hog-tied me and they threw me in that bitch with just drawers on.
Because normally they would let you put on pants.
They did. They were even trying to be cool with me. They were like, look, because I'm sure it's because I was a kid, and they're looking at me like, man, I don't even want to arrest this fucking kid. I don't look like, back then I didn't have tattoos,
Sure.
I'm long hair, pretty white boy from fucking the suburbs.
I get it.
So like, they're looking at me like, this kid's probably not even the fucking guy, I could just tell now that I'm older that they didn't want to even arrest me, but let alone do me like they did, and I kind of just forced their hand, They've kind of just were like, man, they're like, dude, look, we're not gonna fight with you all day, basically.
Right.
And
Time
so
to
they
go.
backed me up. I had to wear a turtle suit because I didn't have a. I was just freaking out. I had to wear. You know what the turtle suit is?
Yeah.
I had to wear a turtle suit.
Why the turtle suit? Normally,
Well,
that's for people who are gonna unalive.
Dude, they were
themselves.
almost gonna put me in a spit mask because I was freaking out so much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is like a spit mask is like a hairnet, but it just
Yeah, it's
goes
just-
over your mouth.
yeah.
Right? That's pretty much what it
Yeah,
is.
it's like
right?
like a laundry bag like a laundry net bag
Yeah.
basically, and just kind of catches the spit.
So you can't spit on the cops.
Right. You just basically spit on yourself.
So you get down there, and I mean, you're thinking, what are you thinking? What's going through your mind? Years? Are you thinking 10? You thinking? I mean,
Brother, to be totally honest with you, I don't think my mind was there yet. It was almost surreal. Like I almost didn't believe.
this can't be happening.
Yeah, this can't happen. Yeah, this can't be happening. I ended up going in the drunk tank with somebody that I was enemies with too.
Perfect.
And well, luckily, he wasn't on any of that, and so we kind of squashed it. But like
That's good.
that's like the first thing I'm thinking. Like, man, I'm running into this dude, the first fucking cell I'm getting in. How many people am I gonna? You know, I'm a jack boy, dude. You know how many people I've pissed off in this world? People that want my head, man.
Who
And
you gonna run into?
yeah, so that's just playing through my head. Like, man, how many people am I gonna have to fucking fight in here?
Yeah, 'cause you don't know.
Yeah.
And
And some people don't even want to just fight. You know, especially in jail.
yeah,
So.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
What was some of the most ridiculous shit you saw in the workhouse during that 11 months? I mean, I know you said you saw some people get jumped and things like that.
Most of my crazy incarceration witness accounts were like in prison.
in prison.
Yeah. Like I seen you guys had an episode where a guy was talking about a fan motor. That
Yeah.
same thing happened in my prison. I didn't witness that, but I basically the same thing. I saw the blood trail. Same exact way and everything. Dude took a net bag, put a fan motor in it, swung it like a fucking I don't even know what you call those
David
things.
and Goliath, like a
Yeah.
fucking slingshot
Yeah, dude.
or
And
whatever.
then just brung it down on dude's head, busted his head open.
Fuck. So no fights yourself in the workhouse?
No, yeah, I got in a lot of fights. I won't say that I won many of them,
Yeah,
if really any of them.
it's tough. It's tough.
Especially, you know, I'm all the worst demographics in the workhouse, if you think about it. I'm a white kid, and back then, like I said, until I went to prison, I had no tattoos, so I didn't even look like I was a street kid or nothing.
Not even a criminal.
Right, yeah, so I just look completely out of place. I'm like a Justin Bieber-looking kid in the fucking workhouse.
How do you think I fucking felt? I literally had the Justin Bieber haircut when I went to jail.
Yeah.
Okay?
Me too,
It's
yeah.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
It's a bad look.
So naturally, you know, when you look like that, you're a white kid, and Columbus is notoriously against the West Side for whatever reason, so that already added a little extra to it.
Dope sick?
I wouldn't know, because I really didn't experience dope sickness, really, or at least it didn't register to me until I was in prison, and I was in CRC, stuck in a cell 23 hours a day, and that's when I'm like, man, my fucking body hurts, dude. Like, this has got to be because of something else,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But,
So the 11 months outside of doing 11 months was like pretty smooth?
Yeah. So I'm not the greatest fighter, man. I get beat up more often than not, but I will fight. And I think that kind of saved me.
That's how I am.
You know, like I will fight, I'll get my ass beat, and if you call me out, I'll stand up for myself. And so I think I was a lot of push and shove in the beginning of that 11 months, but you know, people got used to me. People realized.
And the
who I
longer
was.
you're there,
yeah, people like you a little bit more.
yeah,
You know, you talk
move
to people
up,
and
get
yeah,
different racks. You fucking
you're not the
people
fucking
know.
new guy no
Yeah,
more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people know like, yo, he's been here for 6 months.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and you get respect from that.
Yeah, you can kind of
In a
tell too
sense.
who's been there a little bit longer. You know, they're a little bit more chill.
Yeah,
They
they've
don't-
got their shit all set up nice.
Yeah, they're just trying to hang out, man, until they get out.
Get the fuck out and go to prison, go home, or
Go to prison.
go to fucking prison,
Yeah.
which is much better than the workhouse,
Oh my god.
from what I understand.
Well, yeah, you get to walk around and stuff. That's probably the biggest.
Breathe fresh air. Yeah.
You're basically semi in control of your life, whereas in the workhouse you're micromanaged to your sleep.
Yeah.
You know.
It sucks, dude. It sucks. So you go to court for sentencing. We'll skip to sentencing. And how does that go?
That's probably when the eye opener of like the realization of this is actually happening set in. Ironically, at the very end of it.
Well, yeah.
Something about hearing 59 months was not great. It snapped something wrong. It snapped something in my head, man. It made me stop for a second. Like, man, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, and you gotta think, like I said, I was just a kid. So I'm thinking, like, 59 months, that's a long fucking time when you ain't lived very many 59 months. Yeah, you know?
It's a super long time.
You're 20 years old and you've only lived 4 of...
It's a fourth of your life.
Right.
Yeah, quarter of your life.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
So I'm looking at this like I'm fucking doing a life sentence.
Yeah.
59 months, dude. I almost broke down in tears.
I don't blame you. I would have been shocked, like totally shocked.
I was. I remember vividly because, you know, they chain you to somebody. Excuse me. They chain you to somebody when they move you from court to jail and back and forth. And I remember just, you know, it's so awkward and you hate it the whole time you're there. And I was just so in shock that I just did not even care, dude. I was just stuck. Like, fuck, man. I'm going to prison. I'm going to prison, man.
Couldn't register it.
Yeah, like, this can't be real. Really. It was just so surreal to me.
And they take you back to the workhouse. You sit for what, like a couple weeks, a month?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Something like that.
And
2
then
or 3
they
weeks.
ride you out.
Yep.
And they ride you out to
Belmont.
CRC.
Well, yeah, CRC first. Yep, CRC first.
And what do you do there?
I spent 3 months in CRC. CRC is going to be like a lot of paperwork. It's just basically the portion of you going to prison where they figure out who you are and where they need to put you. And so they do like mental health shit there, and you know that's why I ended up staying for 3 months because I was a nutcase.
They like assess you basically.
Yeah.
So
they assess how violent you are, how your recidivism is going to be, all the whole thing. You know, how many, what kind of crimes are you in here for? If you're in here for an assault, then you're going to be treated different than someone that's in here for a burglary. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, CRC was pretty boring. I saw a lot of COs doing crazy shit at CRC, like I think the Big Chew story.
Yeah.
Where he sprayed everybody.
Yeah, tell that story again, because that's such a good story. I mean, please share that.
Yeah, so when I was at CRC, there was this notorious guy. Everybody called him Big Chew. He was this big, like 350, 400-pound country bumpkin.
Was he like fat?
Yeah.
Or was he like...
He's kind of just like a country boy, man. Like big and burly. You could tell he was strong, country strong.
Yo, fuck yeah.
But he was sloppy built. Yeah,
Okay.
He wasn't like fucking, jacked or anything. And he would sit in the cart, and the cart would lean. That's how big he was.
By himself?
Yeah, by himself. He would sit in it and it would lean. But, so what they do at CRC is when everybody goes to chow, they line up one dorm at a time. That way you, being in B2, don't match with someone in A1, and then beef starts and da-da-da-da.
Shit happens.
What they didn't really take into account is like B1 and B2 are the same block, but they're different. They're one side of each or whatever, you know. And so, like, instead of just doing B2 or B1 and then B2, they do B1 and B2. And so people ran into each other and a fight broke out. And Big Chew, he's like thirsty for it, so he's the first guy there. And he's rolling up on a golf cart, and he's so fucking fat and lazy that he doesn't even get off to stop the fight. He just rides by this whole line of people standing up and just maces everyone.
Just a fucking...
Until everyone's dropping, dude. He's just
drive-by mace.
Yeah.
Make his life a little bit easier.
Yeah. You just see this orange fucking cloud just engulf the whole crowd.
Did you get any blowback
Oh,
from
yeah,
that?
dude. Everyone's out there.
Everybody got it?
Everybody got it. Yeah. I'm sure he even probably got a
Whole
little bit of
meal
that.
ruined. Everything fucked.
Yeah. Big Chew is kind of crazy, too, because he's notoriously connected to the death of Ariel Castro. If anybody doesn't know who that is, that's the guy that kidnapped the 3 girls in Cleveland.
I've heard rumors that he
hung himself.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that the CEOs beat him up and hung him.
Yeah.
And Big Chew was under investigation for that. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They actually put him under investigation for it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
there may be some legitimacy to that.
There might be. He was a pretty fucking mean guy. for sure. You would hear stories all the time about the shit that he would do. He would drag people from their feet. Like, let's say he cuffs you up. He would pick you up. Like, let's say you're laying on your face.
Yeah.
You know, and you got your hands behind your back. He would grab you from the hooks of your feet and drag you to the hole across the yard. Just like that.
What?
Dragging you. Yeah.
By your feet.
Yep.
Instead of just walking with you. Fuck. And he could just do that with anyone? He's so big?
I won't say that
Most
that was like
people?
a regular thing. I don't know if that was a regular. I know I didn't see it. No.
Okay.
This is just a story I heard.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how the legitimacy behind this, but
Jesus.
this is just stuff that I heard. Yeah.
God. Fucking ruthless, dude. Wonder why. I wonder why someone would fucking feel the need to act like that towards another human or like enjoy it like he did, but
go spend some time in prison and
no,
your mind might change.
No, I'm cool.
There's some pretty fucking. Sorry if I'm cussing a lot.
No,
too.
you're fine.
So there's a lot of degenerates, for lack of better words, in prison that are just like literally hopeless. Like,
yeah.
You could just look at them and you're just like, man, you're doomed
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, this is it for you, brother. This is it.
Isn't it crazy how obvious that is?
It's even crazier when you realize how comfortable they are with it, and it's
Yeah.
like doesn't bother them, and you're
No.
like, this dude's just walking around like this is home.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I hate this shit. I want to go right now.
So ridiculous.
There was guys in our place that were
same way.
were like that.
Same
you
way.
could just tell that they were on their way.
They didn't give a
I
shit.
think we've even had that conversation where we were talking, me and you were like, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting there like, man, I can just tell some of these guys are on their way, man.
Yeah. They can't wait. Dudes would admit they can't wait to get out and get high. Like,
Yeah.
can't wait. It's all I want to do. It's all I want to do. It's all I want to do. Like, damn, you want to give yourself a chance. Like,
Yeah.
because you're going to prison if you get out and get high. You're going to violate and bye-bye.
Not only that, dude, but like life is just not.
Yeah.
It's not fun on drugs. Like your problems kind of go away, but they don't really go away.
No.
And they just
They're
build
just easier to...
in hiding, you know. And so, it's never ever good ever. It's not a good life. And when you get sober, you realize that you could have done it all along, and that you wasted all this time for what?
That's the killer.
Like, man, like if people would just assert their issues and deal with them, and like something about getting sober too helped me realize that I like the pain sometimes. You know, it's nice, it's natural for you to feel sad and depressed.
Failure is
yes.
important.
Yeah, dude, all that. Like the negative emotions are just as important as the positive ones. And if your life is full of positivity, it's going to be hell. And if it's full of negativity, it's going to be hell. You got to find that perfect balance.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start to see things for the better side of it. You know, like my car breaks down, you're like, well, maybe it's time for me to get a new car. Then you get a new car and you're like, well, this wasn't as bad as it was, but when I was a drug addict, my car breaks down, my whole world's over.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So then you start to think like, man, how many problems did I deal with?
Luxury problems is what you have when you're sober.
Yeah.
Like your car breaks down, you get to go get a new one. Whereas before you're fucked.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do now?
Yeah. How about stop getting high, bud?
Jesus. So Big Chew's carrying people by his feet. What else did you see? You said the fan motor.
Oh yeah, so dude, I've seen some wild stuff in prison. I don't know as far as what I'm allowed to talk about on here, because there's some pretty.
I mean, you can talk about whatever you want. Like tell it how you tell it.
Okay. I'll use a different choice word, but you'll understand what I'm saying. So, I didn't witness this, but I very vividly listened to this, and it was hard to not listen to this happen. But near the end of my stint, a guy got graped with a broomstick.
Okay. I'm going to assume that, yeah.
He was a PDF file.
Okay.
And
mature.
He did something similar to his victim, and the blood gang found out about it, and it didn't sit well with them, I guess. And in the middle of the night, 2-3 in the morning, COs have like a schedule that they follow.
Mm-hmm.
And so like 2 a.m. is their walk time. They walk through, and then after 2 a.m. they don't come back for like 2 hours.
Okay.
And they're just sitting up at the desk. They got cameras, but they're not watching those fucking
No.
They're just sitting up there yapping.
Fucking off.
Yeah. So these bloods sneak over to dude's rack, and they hold him down, and they beat him up bad. I mean, I'm telling you, the whole block heard this happening, and no one intervened.
And then the broomstick comes out,
Yeah.
and basically he got what his victim got,
Yeah.
essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can't
It's
say.
pretty fucking.
I mean, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty traumatizing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I can't imagine listening to
Yeah,
a grown man.
Yeah, and like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have a certain kind of hatred for those kind of people.
Yeah,
but
right.
I just don't think that anyone really deserves that, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he's already doing time. His life is already hell.
I mean, you could have just beat him up.
Yeah, right.
Fucking beat
Just
him
beat his
half to
ass.
death, dude,
Yeah.
and that's better than what you did to him.
But they wanted to make a point. And they did. I'm sure they
They
did.
fucking did, man.
And
Yeah.
God, yeah, going into that place as a pedophile or a chomo, not a good way to live in prison, is it?
No. It seemed pretty normalized near the end of my stint. You see a lot of stuff when you're in there for 5 years. And when I first got the prison I was in, it was quote unquote kill Whitey, kill Columbus. And there was a lot
What?
of.
What is that? Like people were saying that shit?
Yeah, so kill Whitey, kill Columbus. It's basically saying that any white boy is going to get his shit as soon as he gets there. If you're from Columbus, this is not a Columbus. So they divide, like inmates divide the state in half, and Columbus is like the borderline. So like anything south of Columbus is Southern Ohio, anything north of that is North Ohio, and they kind of beef with each other. And so Belmont, which is where I went, at the time was a northern camp,
Okay.
and they were trying to cycle in some of the Southern Ohio guys in there. And I was up among one of the first buses there. So it was very foreign. There was like no one from Columbus there when I got there. Just the people that came there with me, really. And so you basically hear all these war stories. Like as soon as you get there, man, you're going to have to fight. And I sure shit did. When I first got there, they followed us to the block. Like I'm telling you, 100 guys followed us. There was probably 24 of us, 25 of us
They
that
got
rode
off the
in.
bus?
That rode off the bus. You're carrying this big old metal box with fucking 85 pounds worth of shit in it, and you got to carry it 1.5 miles across the yard. And if you drop it, that's what they tell you. If you drop that, but don't drop the box. Whatever you do, do not drop the box.
We just had someone on who was saying the same thing.
Yeah, because it shows that you're weak. It shows a sign of weakness, you know. And everything is like a cat and mouse game of prey and predator in there, man. So like, if you're not the predator, you're the prey. And so you got to act like a predator or you're going to become the prey. And so that's basically, you know, that's what that message means. Like you just expect that when you get there, if you're white or you're from Columbus, you're going to fight. And you better hope that's the worst of it, really.
That is wild.
Yeah, like I said, they followed us probably 100 deep, man, to the block. And they have this section called Ride in Row. And that's where they line up the bus, the people that got off the bus. And you sit there for like a week until they move you to your dorm, kind of like CRC, to kind of figure you out where you belong there. But that's where all the shit really hit the fan for me. It's like I set my box down. I told the story about me getting jumped by the Heartless Felons. Like immediately after I dropped my box, I'm getting jumped by so many guys that they're hitting each other more than they're hitting me.
For dropping your box.
Well, no, they were trying to rob me.
Okay.
So I had some Timberland boots.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, they were grandfathered in, which means that they didn't sell them anymore. And I had just bought basically the last catalog of them. You know, these are $100 boots that are now probably $500. So everybody wants them. And I guess they seen me wearing them. And yeah, dude pulled up on me like, hey, little homie, I'm gonna need those. And I'm like, no. And he just punches me. And next thing you know, we're fighting. And I fall down in between the box and the wall. And they're kicking me, punching me. And I'm just like fetal position. There's nothing I can really do.
I mean, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You have no chance.
They just really beat me up, though. They didn't take my boots. They didn't rob me for anything else. They just kind of beat me up and left me alone.
So was there other Columbus guys or
Yeah.
Columbus whiteys that got the same shit?
Yeah, so not too long after all that kind of happened, I'm laying on my rack, and then this guy runs down the riding row, and he's like, if you're from fucking Columbus, it's your bitch ass in the bathroom. And all of a sudden you see like 20 guys jump up. I'm like, well, I'm from fucking Columbus, so I'm going. And yeah, I couldn't just sit there. So,
No,
like,
you can't.
Yeah, so like I'm going in there too. And when I walked in, dude, there were so many people in there. Like you couldn't even fucking move. Like it's shoulder to shoulder in there. And the fight breaks out. Everybody's in there fighting, and people are punching each other. Like they're punching their own friends and shit. Like there's so many people in there. And the COs, what they do is, I don't think they knew how to maintain it. So what they did is, there's 2 doors to the bathroom, and a CO got on both doors. They opened that one door, and they shot Mace in there and closed the door again. And they just kind of gassed us for a second and let us all out. When everybody's choking, they don't want to fight, you know?
When you were coming out, did they cuff you all up?
No. They just put the block on lockdown. So
Okay.
they just basically restrict your movement. Nobody gets to leave the block for any reason. They bring your child to you and everything. And they
So
did that for like a week, I think.
You lose like privileges, basically.
Yeah, you just basically don't get to go outside.
Okay.
Just take your outside away.
Jesus.
Some people went to the hole.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I was
when
wondering.
there's fucking 85 people fighting.
How can you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's
it's
who?
It's like 3 people went.
They pick out like the big dogs.
Yeah, they're
that
just
they
picking out
already
the guys
know.
they don't like, really.
Yeah. Send them to the hole. Did you ever go to the hole?
Oh, I did go to the hole a couple times. Nothing crazy like solitary or nothing like that. But I did go to the shoe. I went to the shoe in the stand-up tank. I went to the regular tank in the shoe. Shoe is special housing unit, if for those that don't know.
Yeah. It's just an individual cell.
It's basically just a block, but it's super max. So you're living like you're in the workhouse again, except for it's just you and one other guy. It's just you and one other guy in the cell. But you're on super max lockdown. You get 1 hour.
So there was 2 guys. So it was 2 guys
Me
per.
and another guy. There's 3 guys to a cell. Sometimes, most of the time,
Really?
it's just 2.
I always thought it was just 1 guy.
No, there'll be a bed on the floor, like a single bed, and then there'll be a bunk and a toilet. But most of the time, it's only 2 guys in there. It's only really 3 if they're like overcrowded.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What'd you go for?
Fighting.
Just fighting.
Yeah. Fighting. Yeah. The stand-up tank. You go to the stand-up tank for like 4 hours if you like cuss a CO.
What is
out,
a stand-up tank?
You do nothing but stand up in there. It's a box where you have no room to even sit. You just stand the whole time.
What?
Yep. It's just a glass box. Like literally just enough for you to stand
and they
up
can
in.
watch you and
Yeah, you're right in front of their desk. It's like 4 cells. They call it taking a tour. Because you're just sitting there watching the hole. So you're just like taking a tour of the hole.
So you're just
You know you're not staying in there.
right, but you just have to stand for X amount of hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can
I
they-
stood for like 4 hours the first time I went.
Is there like a set amount of hours? Or is it just
No,
like however
it's-
they feel?
It's as far as I know, it's just whenever they feel.
God.
I mean, I'm sure they like have like a baseline, like you have to
Yeah.
stay in there for 2 hours or whatever. But I've seen people sitting there all day.
just standing.
Yeah. You can like sit
would
down.
fucking
You can sit down
suck.
uncomfortably, I guess. Very uncomfortably.
Yeah.
You're better off just standing up though, or like leaning or whatever. It's
I
pretty
didn't
fucking
know.
boring.
I didn't know that was a consequence. I had
Oh,
never
yeah.
heard. That's the first time
It's-
I've ever heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bird feed. Like, here's your wake up call. I'll make you stand up here for a minute. Next, you'll be in that cell over there.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those kind of deals.
Let's see. What else? What else happened?
Oh yeah, so with the fan motor and stuff along those
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah. Tell me about the fan motor story.
Well, I didn't really see that actually happen. I just saw the aftermath of that, like the blood everywhere and that kind of stuff.
That's got to be traumatizing. Like,
Well, that was not really so much traumatized. I was
No?
kind of strung out on meth at that point in
Oh,
prison.
really?
Yeah. So meth brought a lot of problems for me in prison because I was twagged out
Yeah.
and I would do dumb shit. Like, for instance, at one point I got so strung out I was on like an 8-day bender.
an 8-day bender in prison.
Yeah.
So you didn't sleep?
No. Yeah, no.
Holy shit.
That was regular for me at that point, though. Like, week-long times like that, yeah.
Damn.
And I would just shoot tattoos, get a little money, or you'd pay me in meth, you know? And so that was really...
You could just keep going.
Yeah, and I would just shoot tattoos. And, like, the thing about the meth, too, is, like, it, like, unlocked this creativity in me that I had never seen before. And so, like, I would sit up for days drawing and perfecting my, like, craft, basically. And so I got really good, man, and it was like an endless money glitch.
Were you like one of the top tattooers on the block?
No, I blazed fast and hard. Like, I basically ran through tattoos, but on a skill level, no.
So you were like a volume guy? Like
Yeah.
just as many guys as you could tattoo, you'd tattoo.
Yeah. Yep.
And make some money.
Yep.
Chris, how do you do meth in prison?
I've seen it done every way that you would do it on the streets. You know, most of the time people are just not hot railing. Sorry, most of the time people are just snoring it. But I've seen people come in with a bubble. I've seen people hit it off of foil in there, all kind of stuff.
The fuck do you get a bubble?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. You know, contraband comes in all kinds of the same way people get cell phones or anything. You know, I don't really know the specifics. You know, COs don't even really have to sneak stuff in most of the time.
No.
And then a glass thing ain't going like off in a metal detector or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Wouldn't be hard to bring in at all.
Right.
You think that most of the outside of the drug, well, not even outside of the drugs. Do you think most of the contraband comes from the COs? Or do you think it's like a 50-50 split?
I would say most of it comes through Aramark.
Really?
Yeah. You're familiar with Aramark?
Yeah, the food
I would say
distribution.
Aramark. That's where most of the sex is happening. That's where most of the drugs are coming in. That's where most of anything, the cell phones, all that.
Okay,
Okay,
so how does that work? Because you'd have to work in the kitchen, right?
Yep.
So you'd have to work in the kitchen, then you'd have to become buddies with the kitchen workers who are not working for the state. They're working for Aramark. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you remember Ag Rob?
Ag Rob.
Yeah.
Should I?
He was there with me. He was in prison with me. And then we went there together.
Fuck.
He's a black dude. He had a kind of weird shaped neck, if that helps. That's the only descriptor I can really give you. He kind of had like a bold neck.
I didn't know his nickname is Ag Rob.
Ag Rob, yeah.
So
Yeah, so that...
Yeah.
I don't even remember his name. But he did that while we were in prison together. And got his sentence extended, or... Actually, I think that's what it was. I think he was going to get a judicial release, and it got canceled because he got caught doing that. And he had 12 years or something. He was going to get out after 10 and ended up having to do the 12 because of that.
God. And you said the sex happens there?
That's what he did. He worked in the kitchen. He got close with one of the ladies in there, and then he...
Are these ladies, like, worth a shit? I mean,
dude, it's the same thing you witnessed.
I mean, yeah, I know, but like,
it's
that's
just
not. She wasn't normal. Like, she wasn't. In my opinion, I felt like she was a little better looking than what you would normally get in a prison.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. You could definitely say that. But there's those there too, and they
were good looking.
Yeah, and they went
decent.
too. Yeah.
And they would just go.
Excuse me.
You obviously build a rapport with them. And,
Yep.
And they would just. Where do you do it?
Oh, same thing with that situation. Wherever you fucking
Closet
can.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what he did. He did that in the closet with her.
And he got busted.
And somebody came in the closet to get supplies or something and caught him. Yeah.
An inmate or a
No,
CO?
I think it was an Aramark worker that caught.
Oh damn.
The other Aramark worker. Yeah.
So she lost her job.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. They'll lose their job. He gets moved to a different prison.
Moved.
Yeah, and then of course, like I said, he had the judicial, and that got squashed. But like, you don't necessarily get in trouble for that.
See, I was under the impression that mail and COs were like the main ways to get contraband into a facility.
Mail used to be. That kind of got.
Well, they started copying it, right?
That got kind of squashed out when I was in prison because of Tunchi or K2.
Yeah,
as
tell
you
us about that shit. Did you ever do that shit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what the fuck is it? What is it?
Oh my god, so regrettable.
I can imagine. I've seen videos.
Yeah, it's pretty. I didn't get that crazy with it, but I've witnessed that, and it's
Because
disgrace.
dude told us a story, and he thought that it was going to be like a cigarette type thing, and it was this like little tiny pinner of nothing.
Mhm.
And he was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's like literally a toothpick.
And then
Well, first of all, it's not even like an herb or anything. So what they do is it's like it comes in like a bottle, like a liquid bottle, almost like a spray bottle. And then they take a sheet of paper, usually like construction paper because it's thick and it can soak up moisture without tearing and shit.
Yeah.
And so they'll spray that down and hang it up until it dries. And that K2.
What are they spraying on it?
The K2. It's like a liquidized form of it.
Okay.
And it cures on the paper, and then they write a letter on the paper and send the paper in.
Okay.
And then you just cut the paper up, because they think it's mail.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what it really
Yeah.
is, and you just cut it up into slivers and sell it.
And you just fucking eat it like a piece
You
of
can eat it. You can
construction
smoke
paper?
it. Like we smoked it. Yeah. So in prison, the lighters that you make consist of a razor blade and 2 batteries, and probably tape to hold it together. And what you do is when you put the 2 blades on the positive and negative, it makes a conductor, and it warms up hot red like a stovetop.
Yeah.
And so you would just tap. You would basically get like a
Tap
needle
it.
or something, stick the paper, and then you would have like a tube, and it's almost like you're smoking foil, and you just put the paper and it burn up, and you get high.
And then what's the effect? Like, what do you feel? Because I know what I've seen.
It's very much like a psychedelic mixed with like an opiate.
Is it?
like
Have you
it's
ever done
super-
salvia?
No.
Damn it! I wanted to, because to me, I want to know because I've done salvia, and it seems like a salvia type of thing where you're just like gone for 20 minutes or 15 minutes
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's way shorter than that, but yeah, that's the gist of it. Like you just lose consciousness almost. Like I've seen people drop to the floor, concrete, and start swimming, like they're drowning, and they're freaking out, grabbing onto stuff, and like it's almost like they're having a seizure, dude. Like they cannot control themselves. They don't even know what's going on.
But they're having visuals.
no, they're not there. They're not there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're having visuals that they're fucking in
yeah,
water
yeah.
or something.
Right, yeah, something.
So they're freaking
So,
out.
and that's what I was about to say next is like when I did that, I don't remember any of that. And so I don't think that they remember any of that. It's just kind of like you feel real good. And then if you it's really more of like a progressive thing. Like you can do a little bit, but the more you do, the higher the chances are that that's going to happen to you where you start freaking out and shit.
And for an addict, I mean,
Yeah, you're not
a
stopping.
little bit more.
Dude,
just
I've
a
seen
little bit more.
I've seen people get stabbed over K2. I've seen people call home and tell their mom like they're gonna kill me if you don't send this money. Like people running up $1,500, which in prison might as well
Oh
be
my
20
God.
grand,
Yeah,
dude.
I was about to
Like
say.
$1,500 in prison is crazy.
Yeah, it's like
money.
$20,000.
Yeah, like literally,
Easy.
people will kill you over that.
Yeah.
And I've seen these guys call home and beg their moms for money, and yeah, dude, like full on breakdown, like how you would imagine like a gambling addict asking for help, like just totally in shambles, begging,
Please,
so that they don't
God.
get fucking wrangled in here over their own addiction,
And they will.
and they will.
When with the stabbings, what did you see? What devices would they use, or how would they make shanks out of
Man.
anything, basically?
Dude, they're militaristic with it. There's variations of all kind of things, dude. Like there's pokers, there's hawks, there's swords, there's
They're named.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. There's variations of all kind of things. So like a poker would just be like a bed spring that would be straightened out, and they would hit you like 50 times with that, and all them punctures, it starts to get bad.
Yeah.
Now like a hawk would be like a real knife. Like it would look like a chef's knife.
Are you talking like glass or like
broken metal. Glass. I've seen, like dude said on your podcast the other day, can tops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they sharpen those up and
Yeah, because just like he said, they're normal in there. People use it to cut up their meats and stuff like, and
Right.
pickles and whatever. And it's sharp, dude. It's fucking metal, and it only takes the right kind of action to just, and you're wide open, dude. I've seen people take toothbrushes, take all the bristles off the toothbrush, break a razor and stick razor blades to it, glue it, whatever, and then they'll just run up and it's called a $1.50, where kind of like what he said, where a dude went from here to here.
Yeah.
A $1.50 is from your forehead down to your chin.
Yeah.
And it marks you.
What is this called?
I don't know.
Because I've seen people with the scars from work.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But
I never saw
goes
that
from
kind
up top.
Yeah,
down.
$1.50 from your forehead to your chin, and it marks you as basically a fuckboy. You're not to be associated with.
And that shit's gonna scar up, and there's nothing.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's the whole point. They want you to be marked forever.
God damn.
So everybody knows who you are.
And generally, who would they do that to? Like, what types of people?
Like those kids that I was telling you run up the $1,500 debt and then don't pay, and they're like, "All right, motherfucker, well, you're gonna learn to pay now."
Yep.
You know,
because no one's gonna fucking.
Yeah, no one can save you in here now. Now you're mine.
No one's gonna fuck with you either after this.
That's the whole thing. Is like, you know, I hit you with the $1.50, and now everyone knows that you are not to be dealt with, associated with. You're basically exiled.
Can't see the store man. Can't get dope. Can't.
You're
get
you're as
tattoos.
bad as a child molester at that point.
Damn. That's rough. Jesus. Did you witness a stabbing?
Yeah, I actually got blood on me from a stabbing. I was sitting on the phone talking to my dad, and then it happens right next to me, to the guy right next to me. And he freaks out. He gets hit in his stomach, like all up and down his side.
Oh, fuck.
Probably 10 to 20 times. I don't really know, you know, but it was a lot. Dude just kind of came up and walked away. And the guy got up freaking out. He tried to grab the guy that stabbed him, got blood all over him, and one thing led to another to where they were kind of like fighting and chasing each other, kind of. Dude was running to try to get help, and the blocks are set up 3 rows for each. There's 2 sides, so there's 6 rows in total. And the guy ran up and down each row. It looked like a murder scene. It looked like somebody had killed someone and drug a dead body all through every row. Like it was just a big blood smear.
Just blood
through the whole block. Yeah.
So did he run up to a CO?
He ran. He was trying to run from the guy.
Dude was chasing him after he already hit him?
Yeah, so the dude hit him, and then he tried to walk away so he didn't get caught, and the guy grabbed him. The guy that got stabbed grabbed him and wiped blood all over him and shit, so now he's in it. And he's like, all right, now I'm going to finish you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so he's chasing him and shit. And, dude ran trying to get away from him until he basically did and ran right to the COs.
Lucky fucking is alive
at
that point.
He did live.
Did he go to the hospital?
They have IHS, in-house hospital. It's
That's where he went?
It's a prison hospital, yeah.
For getting stabbed 20 times?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he might have went to a hospital after that. I don't know, because I'm in the block.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, that's where he went, yeah.
And you caught some splatter?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard not to. Dude, everyone did. There's blood all over beds, all up and down every row.
Who cleans that shit up?
They have a hazmat crew. Like, it's inmates. They have a hazmat crew that does that for that reason. And it's inmates. They come in with, like, hazmat gear with PPE, and they clean it up.
Damn. God damn. Okay, so you... 4 years, 11 months. There's something with that, right? If it's 5 years...
Yeah, so...
You have to do the whole 5, but at 411, you can get judicial, correct?
Yep.
So,
exactly right.
So, when did you get to put in for your first judicial, or, like, how did that look?
Yeah, so... I got very unlucky. In some regard. Some of it was my fault, too. Like I said, I was in fights and stuff. And getting in trouble and all that.
Documented.
Yeah. So some of it is my fault for sure. A tricky thing that kind of happened after all that, or during all that, really. So I had one judge, Judge Sheeran, and then he retired during my trial.
Oh.
And so I got a new judge, Judge Brown, and Joe Brown. And Sheeran had promised me that if I went in there for 180 days and then I did what I was supposed to do, like he gave me like basically a list of things to do, like apply for college and like get your GED and like shit like that. He said if I went in there and handled my business, which I did, other than the getting in trouble and shit.
Yeah.
I went in there and did all that, and then so I filed in 180 days. But like just before I had filed is when I got the new judge, and he was not. So Sheeran was a drug court judge. Brown was not.
Okay, because McIntosh took over for Sheeran.
Probably
And
during
he took over Ty's court for Sheeran. Because
Yeah.
Sheeran started Ty's court.
Right.
So he was big on helping addicts.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was giving me that
Which
chance.
is why he was giving you. Okay.
Yeah, he was telling me like, look, you don't look like you belong in the system.
Yep.
Basically, you know, and I'm gonna give you a chance. You're going to prison. You've
Right.
made some fucking mistakes. You're gonna pay for them. But if you go in there and you prove that you're not just some fucking criminal, then I'll let you out. And long story short, Joe Brown was not the same kind of guy, and he saw my rap sheet in there. He saw I was already fighting and stuff, and declined. And I kept filing every 6 months, and it was just decline.
You gotta wait 6 months in between.
Yeah. And the fucked up thing about it, too, is, like, you know, when you get to prison, it's going to be hectic at first, and you're going to have to fight. It's just inevitable. There's no avoiding it. Like, there's just not. You could be the coolest guy in the world, and someone's going to fucking look at you and just be like, this guy's not.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck this guy. Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And, so I didn't really have a choice. But after people started to realize that, like, you'll fight back and stuff, they leave you alone.
Right.
And so as the years went on, I didn't get in as much trouble. For the last 3 years, I didn't get in any trouble at all. None. Not even a ticket. And he just wasn't trying to hear it, man. He just didn't want to give me the chance.
And so you did the whole...
So I did 4 years and like 6 months in prison. And then I did my last 4 months there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got out, were you under the impression you were going home, or did you know you were going to another facility?
No, I thought I was going home. I got a paper in the mail that said judicial granted, and my release date and everything. I can't recall if maybe I was just super excited and I didn't read it all, or if it didn't say or what, but I don't remember. I don't recall seeing that I had to go to CBCF. So, long story short, I'm waiting on my out date, super excited and shit, and then I call home and I ask my mom, like, you're coming to pick me up, right? And she's like, coming to pick you up.
From where?
Yeah, and I'm like, you're confused? Like, I'm getting out today. And she's like, well, your transcripts say that you're not getting out today. You're getting out in 4 months.
That's how you found out. And
I don't think I really believed it. Like, I got this paper here that's telling me I'm getting the fuck out. What are you talking about? And that out date, 2 marshals showed up to take me there. That's kind of when I was like, damn. Yeah. I'm not going home yet.
What was your first, and when did you get there?
To
my facility, where I was working. COVID? Was it COVID?
It was like right after COVID, because I think COVID is the reason why I got the judicial.
Okay.
I think he wouldn't even have gave it to me at all if it wasn't for COVID.
It sounds like he wouldn't have.
Yeah, right. So I think COVID was like just kind of starting to die down a little bit when I got there, because we didn't have any protocols or anything when I was there, other than like strict movement. Yeah, no masks or nothing like that.
Do you think you took anything substantial from prison itself, like legitimately things that you can use in the real world? Like, what would those things be?
Yeah. Without trying to boast or anything, man, I've always been really invested in learning and like trying to get better, and you know, I'm very self-aware of who I am. And, like, even when I was doing the fuckery and all that shit, I knew what I was doing. I just didn't want to believe it, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't want to believe that I was a bad guy, but I knew what I was doing. And I think, man, I just kind of was looking for, like, a guide, like some kind of guidance. And I kind of looked for the guys that would just stay to themselves, the kind of guys that looked like me, where they would kind of watch things and not necessarily get involved in things, and you could tell that they would like think things through and shit like that. And so those are the kind of guys I gravitated towards. And spending some time with them, I picked up a lot of things from these guys. A couple of them were my bunkies, and I would sit up and I would talk to these guys all night, and they would tell me, you know, like one of them told me, like, dude, I've been watching you since you got here, and if you keep acting like you're acting, somebody's gonna kill you in here. Like legitimately dead ass told me that with a straight face a straight look on his face, like he was dead serious. Like, dude, someone will kill you in here. And that kind of resonated with me a little bit. Like, it made me stop for a second. Like, damn, it's that serious in here?
For real.
Because at that point, I don't think I seen any of the crazy shit yet. Like, I just seen people fighting. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like jail.
Right.
And that kind of made me stop and think about it. And then later on down the line, I ended up getting another bunkie. And he was a dude from Chicago. Didn't know nothing or nobody here. And so he stayed to himself. And he was a real cool dude. Same kind of demeanor where he kind of thought about everything. And he told me one day, like, basically, man, you need to take a step back and look at things. Look at everything with more detail than just kind of running and gunning. And he's like, that's your problem, man. You're running and gunning.
You're reacting instead of acting, basically.
Yeah, he's like, you got to be calculated with the things that you're doing, man, because you don't necessarily see the repercussions of what you're doing until they're happening to you. Now, if you're a vet in this shit, then you know that those things don't even come around if you act accordingly. And so that's kind of what I was picking up from him, you know, like, don't put yourself in drama, and there won't be drama. If you don't get yourself in debt, no one's gonna come looking for money.
Yep.
You don't fucking mess with gangs. There's never gonna be a fucking rival coming to get you. You know, like, you just gotta be on your P's and Q's to think about shit before you fucking do it. And that's kind of like the turning point for me, because I was like about halfway through my sentence where I was kind of like, man, maybe I shouldn't sit back and learn some shit, man, instead of just trying to be the tough guy all the time and just prove that I'm this fucking
for nothing.
Yeah,
for nothing.
to a bunch of dudes that are gonna be in a revolving door.
Yeah,
like I'm never gonna see these guys again.
No,
you know,
yeah,
and I haven't.
Dudes.
I've never seen none of these guys again. You're the only one that I've seen from incarceration. You know?
Yeah, and I wasn't even fucking incarcerated at the
time. Yeah, right.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, so like I'm never gonna see these dudes again, man. I don't need to impress these guys. And
were you on drugs up until that point? The two years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then did you stop using after that?
No.
Okay.
No. Drugs are tricky, man. You can be pretty sophisticated with all the things that you need to do and not have the goal to follow through with it, you know?
Well, you mentioned the K2, and then we were talking about how'd you get the bubble in, but the meth thing.
Yeah, so meth.
How you had your benders? How bad off were you?
Oh, man.
Like, compared to the streets? Worse.
Yeah. I first of all, I've never done meth on the streets.
Okay.
The only thing I I would say that I got invested in on the streets were opiates. You know, I've done coke and, you know, odd things here and there, a little experiment here, a little experiment there, but most of my thing for the streets was opiates. And when I got in prison, I was just such a lost soul, dude, that like I was just looking for any way out. And so I would take anything, you know. I just go to it also didn't help that like my best friend in prison was the plug. And like he was thirsty for tattoos, and so we kind of enabled each other.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm giving you tattoos, you're giving me my high, and we're gonna be best buds forever. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's ideal.
Yeah.
And what about Suboxone?
So Suboxone was the first thing that I got addicted to in prison. Ironically, Suboxone is the biggest drug in prison.
That's the scariest thing to me, and I've said this on probably 10 podcasts. Like, getting strung out in prison sounds terrifying to me, because you can rack up debt.
Yeah,
and then
it's very easy.
You're in a lot of trouble, and either that or you're dope sick because you don't have your Suboxone. Did you find yourself in a situation like that?
Oh yeah. See, I was a little bit smarter as far as the debt thing. I wouldn't let myself go too far because I knew the consequences.
Yes.
You know, so I would basically just push that border of, do I fuck this guy up or do I kind of let him breathe a little, you know? And I think I kind of dodged a lot of problems from that just alone. Also, I'm a pretty friendly dude. I'm pretty cool, you know, and I can kind of vibe with anyone. And so, like, I could kind of talk my way out of some situations and stuff, too. But there's been time I got jumped one time over Owen for a strip, and they beat me up. They basically stuffed me under some urinals. Like they were
Jesus.
kicking me and shit while I was underneath some urinal. I couldn't even get out. Yeah.
Over one Suboxone
One Suboxone strip. But it is important to know that a Suboxone strip in prison at the time was $200.
Okay.
And 200, like I said previously,
That's a lot of
$200 is a lot of money
That's
in
a lot of
prison.
money.
It's like $1,000, really, you know. I've seen people get slapped to sleep for owing money. I've seen, dude.
Open hand?
Yeah, I've seen people get put in a net bag. You know the big.
No.
Yeah, you know the big.
Yes. Yes.
I've seen someone get put in the net bag and drug around the whole pod for hours.
No, dude.
For hours.
No.
COs seeing it and everything.
Hours?
Hours.
Just fucking in a circle?
They would hang him on a rack in the bag. They would hang him on a rack. I swear, dude. I swear.
No.
I swear. And I'm telling you, like, they would drug dude around the pod, and the COs saw it. And they asked, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? This guy owes money.
Cool.
Just turn the other cheek,
Yeah,
bud.
whatever.
All right. Makes sense.
You'll learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hanging him on the rack is crazy.
Dude, yeah, just
work,
imagine you're
dude.
like this in a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
bag
dude.
from a fucking rack.
That is the most embarrassing, shameful, like, thing
yeah.
I can possibly think of. Like, beat my ass, please. Please beat my ass. Don't put me in the net bag.
What goes in a net?
Laundry. Or
laundry,
food.
clothes, yeah.
Yeah. It's like a big nylon.
But for a human to fit in there, I mean, you really got to get. I mean, like, I don't know if I could fit in a fucking net bag. I don't know if you could fit in a net bag.
You would fit in a net bag.
You think I'd
They'd
fit?
make you fit.
They'd make.
They'd make you fit.
Okay, so I would fit in a net bag.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, that's like one of the most shameful things I have ever heard in my life. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're just in a laundry bag for hours.
Mm.
Like, yeah, you'd learn your lesson for
Dude,
sure.
there's
off of
people-
that.
There was this dude that was getting punked out so bad that they made him sleep underneath of the bunk bed.
His bunkie.
Yeah. So like in my block, I was in a privileged block at the end of my sentence. It was like if you're doing good, you're not getting tickets and shit, you can be in this block. It's like an honor dorm basically.
Okay.
You don't have to deal with like most of the shit that you would
No
deal
bullshit.
with. Yeah.
Not as much.
Right. It's still prison, but it's a
Yeah.
lot better than the rest of the blocks.
Okay, so you saw a dude get crammed under a rack.
No, not crammed in there. That was his bed.
Okay.
That's where he slept.
So did he like?
So
Go
like I said, I was in this honor dorm for the last couple of years of my prison sentence, and we had cubicles in there, metal cubicles, like an office cubicle,
Oh really?
and it divided each bunk from the next.
Okay.
So you couldn't see in the rack unless you were going in the rack.
Were the racks single racks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, single
wow.
racks.
That's nice.
Yeah, single racks. It was basically like a wall here and another wall to kind of like block
Okay.
in the bed. And so you couldn't see in there unless you like basically walked in there. And the guy was just, I don't know if he was a sex offender or what. He just didn't look like he belonged. And I guess him and his bunkie got into it one night, snoring or something of that nature, something to do with the dude sleeping. And he told him, like, dude, you're either going to have to move or you're sleeping under here. And the dude wasn't going to move. He was scared to leave that block. Because if you ask for a move, they could move you out the block. And if you move out, when you're a guy like him and you can get out the honor block, then you're probably fucked.
Yeah, you want to stay in that block.
Yeah. So he just, I guess, took it in stride and started sleeping under the rack.
So he just pull his mat down under the rack
Yeah.
and just.
Yeah. Until the COs caught on to it. That was for a couple of days, yeah.
And what'd the COs do? Anything?
The COs, I think they finally caught on to it and was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, do we need to separate you guys? And as far as I know, it just went back to normal.
You're out of it, so
It just went, yeah, I wasn't involved in
you're
it.
not involved,
Yeah,
so it's
no.
those two. So what
Yeah.
the fuck does the guy?
I
obviously-
guess that's what I was gonna say. I guess they made amends or something because it just went back to normal after that. Nobody got in trouble or
He
anything.
didn't want to get in
They
trouble.
maybe they just told him like settle this shit, or you
Yeah.
guys are both going to the hole, or whatever. and they just worked it out, I guess.
I keep thinking back to net bag, bro.
The net bag's crazy, man.
Bro,
The net bag's crazy.
I just keep thinking back to being put in a net bag, dog, and what that would do to my self-esteem for the rest of my life. How that would stick with me forever, dude. That shit is wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got your 4 and 11, you get your judicial, and you're calling your mom like, yo, Mom,
You coming to get me,
getting
right?
out. Getting out today. You coming to get me? And she's like, what? No, you're going to another facility. And what was your reaction to that? Like, I mean...
Well, I was pissed, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking that I got lied to and that I've been taken advantage of. Because you ought to also think that, in my head, at least at the time, maybe even still a little bit now, I felt like the system had kind of robbed me a little bit. Like, they gave me almost 5 years for a crime that I've seen countless people... I grew up in the hood. So countless people I've seen go to prison for burglary, all of them. Virtually all of them 1-2 years.
I was gonna say
3
two
most
years,
at most,
yeah.
maybe, and I'm getting double that.
And that's your
as
first
as a first time offender. Yeah, so I already had felt like I got robbed, and then on top of that, I ended up doing my whole bid, damn near.
And Sheeran would have kept his word.
And Sheeran was a good guy. He definitely
would have kept his word.
Yeah, he definitely would have kept his word. I feel like he also would have even known that like prison is prison. And you're gonna get into some shit in there. Brown was just not.
I talked to, I interviewed Judge McIntosh, and I was asking him questions, and he said when he first became a judge, he went to every single prison in the state of Ohio and took a tour. So he knew.
See what he was sending people to?
So he knew where he was sending people, yeah, and what they were getting into.
There's some pretty fucking bad prisons, too, like North Central.
And I'm sure that, like, everything was all cleaned up. I'm sure the COs let everybody know. There's a judge coming through. Like, let's make sure we're on our P's and Q's. Yeah. But he did do that.
He at least did his due diligence.
Yeah, exactly. But, that must have sucked, dude. That must have sucked. But, I think I remember telling you, like, dog, you're at the end. You got, like, a couple months, like...
I think another thing that really hurt me about it, too, is, that year, I ended up getting out. To answer your question earlier, I came there in September of 21.
Okay.
My little brother had died August of 21.
That's right.
So...
That's right.
I was, like, literally just dealing with my little brother dying, tragically, and... That was my guy. That was my man. You know, that's who I was basically going to go out and kick it with on a regular basis. That was my rappy. So him dying already had me fucked up. And then I'm thinking I'm going home. Like, I'm going to be there with my family and for my family.
For that.
And really, it's months away.
Yeah.
So they're all grieving and mourning together. I'm alone, you know. They're all in their shit, so I can't even call them and vent to them because they want someone to vent to.
Yep.
And so it was just really rough, man. Like, I was really in a dark place when I first got there. And then the guys that you guys ended up putting me in the cell with, I think that's kind of what made me, like, tone it down a little bit. Because I was looking at these guys like, man, these guys are fucked up. These guys are way worse than me, dude.
Acting
and
crazy.
This is normal for them.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be normal.
No.
I don't want this to be my reality, bro.
No, not at all.
I think that's why I gravitated towards, talking with you a lot, too.
That's how I felt when I was locked up there, because it was like, to me, staff was normal. And, like, I remember vividly this one day, the end of this, one of the CO's shifts, she grabbed her backpack, took her shit, left, went home. Yeah. And I remember watching her do that, and I was so jealous, like immensely jealous of watching this normal human who had a job, a good job, leave and go home.
And decompress and relax.
And eat dinner and fucking listen to music.
See the people they love.
Yeah. And it was just like, damn, bro, like, places like this, I thought they were built for people like me. for a really long time, like institutions. I thought it was just going to be, it was inevitable I was going to see prison one day, like, real prison.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching that dude, and it was just like, man, I would give anything. I would give anything to be able to go home right now and be with my family. But we also had done so much damage, you and I
Mm-hmm.
both, that like when you get home, it's not like, oh,
Yeah, it's
honey,
not. Yeah.
you're home. I mean, it is kind of,
Yeah.
but like
You still got some amends to
you
make.
got some shit to fix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not all hunky dory.
And so, to your point, it makes sense that you would talk to me because I was normal, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have many options.
I think another thing too, man, that like, when you're in jail, you hear a lot of the same shit being perpetuated.
Oh my God.
And like I would talk to you, and you would give me a different spin on things. Like, man, look, like you would help me realize things. Like how you were just talking. Like, I'm about to go home, dude. You're stuck here. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit that I'm like, man, no, I'm not okay with this.
No. Not
Yeah.
at all. It's not. You don't control anything about your life. You don't,
Yeah, that place was worse than prison, really, because it's just so controlled.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's almost like prison, where you have a little bit of freedom, more than the workhouse.
yeah.
But it's still very structured, where like you're micromanaged to
Yeah.
the nine.
Like morning count, for instance, the guys who would have to go take a piss.
Yeah.
Like, you better hold that shit,
Yeah.
or such and such, you're getting written up for out of place, especially during count. And I think during count it was like a level 3.
Yeah.
So like, that's
You could get terminated for that.
yeah, yes, you could literally go back to prison. For
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is fucking nuts. But I'm glad I was able to connect with you there and like help you. That's because that was my goal. That's what I set
Yeah.
out to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't to go in there and be a dickhead and big chew you and fucking mace you in the cafeteria. But yeah. What else do you think you took? Anything else from that place? I mean, was there? I know it's a short 4 or 5 months. But do you think there was anything you took from any of the classes, any of the fucking anything? Like,
You know what? Something I did kind of think of how I want to say this. Something I took from one of the teachers there, if you can call her that, was to take things a little bit slower. And so by that, what she meant and basically how she broke it down was, if you're always in a hurry to get somewhere, then you're going to hurry up and get there. And it might not always be the destination that you want, And that was kind of my story my whole life. Is like I was always hurrying up to get to the next place, to get to the next thing, and it landed me in fucking prison. And it very well could have ended my life. On very many occasions, I could have lost my life.
Yeah.
Not only just from overdoses, but just from the environment that I subjected myself to.
did you have overdoses when you were out there
yeah.
before prison?
Yeah, dude. When I got out, I overdosed several times.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I didn't really, like I said, I'm celebrating 3 years clean just last week. So
Just last week.
yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
It's fucking sweet. God, that's sweet. 3 years, dude, from a guy out of that facility. Rare.
Yeah.
Rarer than you could ever imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
Trust me.
I'm
I've
sure.
seen a lot of them.
Like, I haven't hung out with any of those guys, but I do keep in touch with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And maybe me and one other guy that I can think of.
Our boy,
That you're thinking of the same guy I'm thinking
skinny,
of.
tall guy.
Yeah, T.
Is he cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still
He's actually the
trying,
only one that I will actually have a conversation with.
I'm trying to get him on here because I know he's got some great stories. I'm sure he's got some fucking.
Oh, dude, if you think my stories are crazy, that dude's got some shit.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you guys all traded.
Yeah, because
those.
me and him were like this in there,
Yeah.
even more than I was with my bunkies. We're from the same neighborhood, know the same people, all that. I grew up in the same area and everything, same age, all that. So me and him really connected in there, and he was a lot like me, where he didn't want this to be like his fucking normal life. He didn't want to be in jail and
Right.
prison and shit. And he just had made some mistakes. And, you know, he had a good head on his shoulders, though. And he's always wanted to do better. And that's why I gravitated
A
towards
lot of
him.
you guys did in that group. I mean, well, I hate to say it like that because there's like 60 of you, but it felt like there was like 10 of you that had a good head on your shoulders. 10 maybe.
Yeah. I think
Right.
we were super connected in there, too. A lot of us
Yeah.
became real tight in there.
It was a good group. It was a good group, decent group. You guys listened and like didn't give me shit, and I didn't really have to be an asshole that often. Like it was kind of nice.
You had it pretty lucky. Like half of the dorm had
Yeah.
already been to prison, and then half of them were like the young guys that hadn't, that were probably on their way. But the guys that went to prison, they made it easier on you because you know when you've been to prison, you just kind of hang out. You don't fucking.
Right.
You're going home, dude. You're in. You know.
Yeah,
you're going home.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're not starting
What do you-
shit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, them guys, like those guys that I was in the cell with, other than that shit,
Yeah.
for the most part, them guys didn't get in any shit, you know? Just kind of stayed to themselves.
And-
Even like the other dude, Bravo, I don't remember his name, but he looked like Johnny Bravo.
Guys, where the fuck do I think of these people, dude? God damn.
Those dudes, like him and his little group, they had all basically been to prison except for maybe a couple of them, and they kind of just stayed to themselves and hung out and didn't start nothing.
Even with that being a lower or a minimum security prison, technically that is what it is. There was still shit going on in there. That you witnessed.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't mind sharing,
Me
there
and-
was
me
I
and
know
Fat Boy.
there was Fat Boy South, yes, who I picked on relentlessly. He was my kind of target. I loved fucking with him. But you guys had cell phones and fucking
Yeah.
and there was some other shit that went down. If you could
Yeah,
some
so
insight there. And I missed it. I
So-
fucking missed it.
long story short, basically, when we first got there to that minimum, you can tell right away who's been to prison, who's not. And we were all sitting at that table when you're basically getting received in.
Yeah. Yep.
We all were talking and joking and fucking talking shit, and we found out that we had all been to prison. So when we got to the dorm, we all asked to be in the same cell together.
Okay.
And so that's where that kind of started at. We all kind of realized that, like, you know, when you go to prison, you're not telling on nobody. You're not
Yeah.
fucking sticking your nose.
You want to be with another convict.
Well, not even that. You know better than to stick your nose where it doesn't fucking belong.
Right.
And so, like, we can be in the same cell, but, buddy, I'm minding my business.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it was. We minded our business, and he did his little thing. And if he wanted to involve us, then we'd be like, all right, cool, involve us. But other than that, we're going to stay the fuck out of it because it's not our business. But long story short, one of the guys that was in my cell, he was a smooth talking guy, and he roped off a female.
He was smooth. He was a smooth
talker.
He really was.
Yeah, he's good.
He was good.
He's a fucking meth kingpin.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. So he roped her off, and basically, me and my other cellie kind of covered for him, and
He roped
Helped
off
it
a
happen,
staff
really.
member, a female staff member. Yeah.
yeah.
And,
And she was bringing us stuff in, brought him in a cell phone, bringing us candy and regular, real food. Like, she brought him, like, a fucking Thanksgiving dinner once. Like, it was, like, a legitimate big 4-course meal.
that she probably cooked.
That she cooked, I'm sure,
That's
and probably
crazy.
masqueraded it as this was her food, and then
Yeah.
gave it to him on some slick shit.
Jesus.
And so, like, we got to reap the rewards of that stuff. You know, we got to eat some of that.
Which
we
is
got to play
nice.
on the phone a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah. But yeah,
Don't
I
get-
knew it was gonna come crashing down. I'd
Fuck.
seen it all happen plenty of times before. It never lasts. It,
It
always
didn't.
crashes.
It didn't. He fucking snuck out.
Yeah, and then that was like a right in my face example of watch what you're doing or you'll go back. You know, that like if you keep doing the same shit, you're gonna get the same results.
Well, at one point we were onto it. At one point we knew there was
That's-
a cell phone.
That's what I'm saying.
And
It's
we
like
tore
you're
your
seeing
shit up.
the whole fucking block get torn up for a cell phone. You're the only one in here with a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like, brother, you're being a criminal right now,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You're gonna go right back. And what did he
And-
do? He went right back.
Yeah. I mean, had we found a cell phone in that room that day, that would have been pinned on both of you.
Oh yeah, we knew that.
For sure.
Oh yeah, we knew that.
You know,
I didn't really have a whole lot to lose. I only had 2 months left.
Yeah.
If I went back, I was gonna
Yeah.
do the same amount of time.
Yeah. Whatever.
And DC didn't. He just
Didn't
that
give
was
a-
his life.
He just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he just didn't give a fuck.
And then you said you covered for him in a different situation. Same lady, same girl, same CO.
When we were cleaning the foyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were cleaning the foyer, and
Yeah.
he managed to get it in with the CO.
Yeah.
Or something of the sort.
It's exactly that. So, as you know, the COs come around every night, right around maybe an hour before we all lay down, before lights out, and they pick 2 or 3 guys to go out and clean the area that we're not normally allowed in. And so when you're out there, you're not allowed in that area, and so no one's really watching you either.
Yep.
And so me and Buddy just kind of cleaned, and they snuck off, and we knew what it was, so we just didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's none of your business.
Yeah, exactly. We don't stick our nose where it don't belong, and so we just let it happen. I wouldn't say that we necessarily covered for them, but we definitely didn't tell.
Yeah,
right. And we just kind of let it
Well, I
happen.
mean, how could you even let them know anyway? It's like wherever they sneak off to. It's
But
like
also, why would we care either?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean,
cool,
you could
dude.
distract a staff member, I suppose, or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, the only dude we had to worry about was the guy in the box.
yeah,
And
central control.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Why would he even watch? Dude, there's 3 of us not doing
he
anything.
can see you. Yeah,
Yeah.
through the fucking.
All you got to do is
window.
turn and you see
Yeah.
this.
It's
I don't think his attention was really there.
It's crazy. That's crazy, man. People are fucking crazy. And just to think, like, prison, even in a minimum, that shit happens. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine getting roped off like that, having a good job, and, like, how embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
To get fucking fired for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, for banging another inmate. And I say that like it's derogatory, but it's not, because I was an inmate and you were an inmate, and, like, at the end of the day,
Yeah, well, I mean, we're
just
still
people.
We're still people. Yeah,
we're
but,
just fucking people.
But you got to have a little level of professionalism.
Yeah,
at your fucking
exactly,
job.
exactly,
I mean, come on now.
exactly. Like, wait till he maybe gets out and, like,
Yeah.
some time goes by.
That's
and
another
maybe
thing.
he,
Is like we were all 3 getting out in 2 or 3 weeks when they got caught,
dude.
and he went back to prison instead of going home in 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be sick.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So you get through that program, and you get out, and
Yeah. And it spirals again, real bad. And actually,
your
probably
brother,
worse.
your
Yeah.
little brother, yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't take that. And then I also felt like I got out to the real world, and I'm sure a lot of people that have been to prison and done an extensive time can attest to this. Like, you don't feel like you belong in the real world anymore either, And so, like, everyone's carrying on with their lives, and I'm just sitting here like, man, what the fuck do I do with myself?
You want to be normal.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling of wanting to be normal. You
But
watch a guy walking the dog, and you're like, man, he's normal.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, just kind of like how you were saying about the CO.
Yeah.
You watching her leave, and
Yeah.
you're just sitting here like, man, what am I supposed to
Fuck,
do now? Yeah. So, and then you got to be kind of hardened in jail and prison and stuff too. So I think I bottled up a lot of my emotions, and
Brought that with you when you got
then
out.
when I got out, it kind of overwhelmed me a little bit.
Yeah, because you can't just go fucking fighting and stabbing and
yeah,
fucking
you're living in a
like,
fucking war zone.
net bagging people fucking when you get out of prison. Like, you can't just do that shit. That's
Yeah.
not what normal people do.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, because I remember the same thing, like the anger issues when I got out. And I was in and out, but I just remember the anger issues from all the fighting. And it's like, you can go back to jail for that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not how adults handle things.
No, not at all. Did you pick back up?
Yeah,
So you
worse off than
relapsed?
ever. So
Really?
yeah, this is when I experimented with fentanyl,
Okay.
and that got its hooks in me deep. I'm actually kind of very surprised that I even made it out of that shit.
Were you IV?
No, I
No.
was smoker, snorter.
That's good.
I did a little IV with the heroin and stuff, but I like when I was doing the heroin, I became like a slave to the needle
Yeah.
more than the dope.
Yeah.
And so like when I finally got free of that shit, I just didn't.
Oh, the ritual of the needle is
Yeah, dude, it was more about the
so
fucking push of the needle.
sacred.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. And I like so once I put that down, I didn't want to pick that back up. I
Yeah.
knew what that was. And I guess I could kind of convince myself that I could control it better with the other ways. It started small, man. Like, I think I went out and partied with my buddies.
How long did you last? Like, how long did you stay sober?
Not long.
A couple days.
No, it was probably a month, 2 months, 3 maybe,
Okay.
but not long.
Probably
In
more
retrospect,
than most.
not long.
honestly.
Yeah, maybe more than most. Yeah, I was very secluded. I'm from the Hilltop, Central Columbus, and when I got out of prison, my parents lived in Delaware, which is in the middle of fucking nowhere, and so like I didn't have the access that I once had. So it was probably easier for me to manage it a little bit better there. And then when I moved back out west, that's when I started hanging out with the same people I used to hang out with, and you know, you get welcome home, and people
Yep.
are offering you shit, and
Giving you
like.
shit.
You know, at first it started with people like telling me like, don't do this, don't do that. You're good, bro. You're on, you know, whatever. And I was on probation. I was on parole. So like they're all telling me like, don't do this, don't do that, da, da, da. And just have a drink, smoke this weed. And I'm a drug addict. So it started with me drinking, and then it went to coke, and then it went from coke to Fetty. And then it's like literally once I tried the Fetty, it was over with, dude. Like, I just immediately fell so deeply in love with that feeling that, like...
Is it different than heroin?
Yeah. Yes and no.
Like, I'm assuming there was a point in my using career where I got a bag of heroin and it was fentanyl. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, but I didn't know it.
Same thing with Percocets and all that.
Yeah. But like I never sought it out, so I don't know a time. I don't know what it feels like,
Right.
per se, and how it's different than heroin.
So it's really kind of the same. There's a lot more work.
Shorter legs, right? Doesn't last as long.
Yeah, there's a lot more work in being a fentanyl addict. It doesn't feel quite as good. It does feel good euphorically, but overall, like, systematically through your life, it's not. Like heroin, you know, you can do a shot of heroin and you'll be good for half a day.
Correct.
You go to sleep,
12
wake
hours.
up, and still not
Yes,
be sick.
Yes.
That is not the case with fentanyl. If I smoke right now, in 2 hours, I will be sick.
2 hours.
2 hours.
That's
For me, because I was
that's
doing like gram or
fucking
better.
wild.
Some people can get it to last like
a
4 hours.
gram
Yeah.
at a
Dude,
time
I smoked a gram straight to the face.
of Fetty.
Yeah, before I went to rehab.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Like on the way to rehab.
How the fuck?
Yeah.
2 hours to withdrawals is like a nightmare.
Oh, dude, and you know, Fetty withdrawals are a billion times worse than heroin withdrawals.
Really?
Yes, way worse. Like, you literally feel like you're dying. You feel like you're burning up from the inside out, and it just feels like total organ failure. Like, you are just incapable of doing anything other than like seizing and screaming and shitting and pissing yourself, and like it's hell, dude.
God.
Like, consider precipitated withdrawal times 50. I think that's what the withdrawals.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And that's all that's out there now.
Pretty much. I'm out of the game now, so
Yeah.
but as far as I know, yeah, that's like, dude, when I was out there, you couldn't get coke without Fetty in it. You couldn't get meth without Fetty in it. You couldn't nothing. And everything.
There
was even people telling stories about it being in weed.
Yeah, and you know,
I never seen it
Xanny
personally,
bars,
but yeah,
pressed
it's everywhere.
Everything's pressed. Every single pill in existence that's being sold is not real.
Mm-hmm.
Because doctors don't prescribe shit anymore.
Fetty's super cheap too. like for the dealers. It's super
Yeah.
cheap for them. So like they can just whereas like heroin probably has like a way longer process to make and cure
Right.
and all that shit. You know, like Fetty's just super.
You just
it's
get it
just
and-
bang that shit out, dude. You know.
God.
And then it has no legs, so you know your customers are coming back.
coming right back.
Yeah.
Like almost
It's
like
bad,
crack.
dude. It's probably worse. I would attest that it's worse than crack because I've been a crackhead too. I'll be
And
honest.
the back and forth of the I'm gonna get a 20, just
Yeah.
a 20, and
Yeah,
then
dude.
an hour later, one more 20,
Yeah.
one more 20.
It's really the same for Fetty. I mean,
God.
because you get sick so fast, and you're just like
So how the
nonstop
fuck do
doing
you
it.
sleep at night?
You gotta do a hit, and
Oh my
then
God.
you wake up when you're sick during the night and you do another hit. You better hope that you went to sleep with enough,
Holy shit,
Yeah.
dude.
or have something to wake up to.
So it's literally you have to have enough for a full 24-hour period. right?
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Or you-
See, and that's the fucked up thing too, is like your tolerance builds so fast on that shit too. So like
Really?
you almost start out being like that, where you're like, I'll just do like this little point here every 2 hours or whatever, and then eventually you're doing a whole fucking gram, and you can't afford to do that every 2 hours.
What's the
but you
pri-
can't
what's the
not do.
prices?
Like
Like what's a gram run?
At the time, it was 200 a gram.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it wasn't cheap.
No.
And then to do that every 2 hours, and you can't do less than a gram now. Your tolerance is too high. So like if you do less than a gram, then it's not going to do anything for you, and you just wasted your time. So you have to basically, you're just stuck, dude. You're like stuck in this revolving door. If
how
you
in the
cannot
fuck-
sit there and just take those fucking withdrawals like a man and just get through it, then you're fucked.
How do you even maintain that habit? It's so it's the most expensive, terrible habit I can think of. Like that's
And look at all the people out here.
I
on it.
know, that's what I'm saying. All the people out in the streets that are doing it, how the fuck are you maintaining that?
Selling their bodies, selling every possession they own, stealing.
You have to.
Robbing, everything, dude. They probably would kill you for it if it came down to it.
God damn.
Like it's that controlling of you. Like that sickness is so bad, dude. That like you can't even think straight. Like when I was in rehab, you know, you got to tell yourself when you're withdrawing, like you can make it, you can get out of this, you can do it. Dude, I couldn't even tell myself any of those things. Like I'm literally just balled up in the fetal, sweating profusely, screaming because I don't know what else to do.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's that bad. Like, screaming, dude. Like, uncontrollable clenching and seizing and screaming and shitting all over yourself and pissing all over yourself and puking all over yourself. And you're in such pain that even if you do all those things, you're not moving. You're sitting in all of that
You're
filth
stuck.
until someone comes and helps you. And so, like, when I was in rehab and I was withdrawing, my bunkie was
And
all the time.
This was after your relapse? You went to rehab?
Yeah, finally I was like, really, I was having a kid.
Okay.
And
That's right.
I started to get those feelings of like, man, I need to do better. But then on top of that, you know, I could see the hurt finally. That like I could really see the hurt that I was causing the people that loved me. And, you know, the disappointment and shit. And I was like, man, I'm not going to subject my kid to those same feelings.
No.
And like if I did a lot of wrong in my life, but this got me ready to tear up. And one thing that I always make sure I do my damnedest is being a good parent.
Yeah,
And
that
so-
kid never has to see you get fucked up.
Yeah. So that's what keeps me 3 years in sober, and that's what keeps me going, and that's what makes me a better man every day. Is the second I found out that I was going to be a dad is kind of like when it all changed for me. Prison didn't change my mindset enough. Like losing all my family and friends, or all my possessions, like none of that shit really resonated with me. Like I'm gonna be a dad. Like this human is gonna rely on me now.
Yeah.
And if I don't have my shit together, how am I gonna make sure they got their shit together? You know?
You
So-
can't.
Exactly. And so that's kind of like where my journey with drugs and crime and all that shit just got squashed out.
Came to an end.
And dude, I've been good ever since. Like I literally, I don't even think about that shit anymore. I don't, you know, like when you're like freshly sober, you kind of still like
The obsession.
yeah, you still kind of like glorify it a little bit,
Yeah.
and you're like, man, that shit was fun. Like, that's
Yeah,
not
you
me.
forget all the terrible shit.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
somehow the memories evaporate and only you remember the good shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
no.
weird.
Not me anymore, man.
No.
Yeah.
The little one. How old?
She'll be 3 in
Ooh.
February 9th.
3 and man, spot on. Spot on. Right there with you and your sobriety date. It's good. It's good, dude.
That's my greatest accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
Being a good father. And like, I'm not perfect, you know.
No.
But I think that my story will help me guide her even better, you know. And especially that's another thing that's really like hit me home is like I want to be that guy that made it out and that can help other people make it out and not even just be the guy that had a cool story or even like the guy that helped you think about something a little bit deeper. I want to change people's lives if I can.
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't
that
wanna
little
just-
girl, dude, one day you're going to sit
Yeah.
down and have that conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that real conversation. Like, hey, just so you know, I'm this. I have this disease. It's genetic. You may have it too. I can't tell you if you do or not. But be careful.
Yeah, that's something that worries me a lot too.
That's my biggest fear if I was to have a child would be my genetics are so shitty. They're so
Yeah.
shitty with mental health and addiction that like I would be scared to bring a child into this world that would go through what I went through. But I feel like that can be avoided with the proper conversations and being real instead of like sweeping it under the rug like most people like to do, you know. Bring them in closer, you know, let them know the truth. That's how I see it, at least. What would you tell, ask everybody this, what would you tell the person that's out there watching, still going through it, sick and suffering, struggling to quit?
What I would tell them is I would try to start by finding the beauty in the darkness. And by that, what I mean is like you could be struggling with addiction right now, and I'm sure that's very hard, but there are going to be good things in your life. And if you start by appreciating the things that you do have that are going good, it'll help you work out the things that aren't going as good. It'll give you that extra oomph to fight a little harder when you learn to appreciate the little things that you do have. And that's always been my problem, man, is like I never really had the full appreciation of the things that I did have. And I focused a lot on the things that I didn't have, and the best way that I knew to get the things that I didn't have were the wrong ways to get them. So I would just, I would start with trying to find a little light in the darkness. And then you try to find a little more. And, you scratch at the surface a little bit more and more comes, more gets exposed. And it just flourishes into this great big bouquet of love and generosity. And people just start coming into your life that are the perfect people for your life. And one thing that I will say definitely kept me in that darkness for as long as it did is the fact that I dwelled on it. And I didn't just accept that things had happened and tried to grow from them. Instead, I just
It was like poor me.
Yeah, pity me. And I wallowed in that sickness. The second you start fighting is the second you'll start climbing out of that hole.
I like it.
Also, if you missed Chris's first podcast,
Yeah,
go back and check that out because it kind of brings everything full circle.
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, indeed.
Thanks for coming on, dude. As always, great to have you. Proud of you. Seriously. I know you know I mean that.
Yeah, I do.
And yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure to watch you grow, and I know there's a lot of other people that staff members that were there that would think the same thing. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for letting me come on here and share.
You got it.
You know, that
That's
helps me too, man.
I know.
It
I
does.
know.
It really does.
It does. It's sharing things like this with another alcoholic is the ultimate defense against using. It really is, and it hasn't failed me yet. So I'm gonna keep doing it. And you're a good speaker, dude. I don't know. Look into something, man. Get out there. You talk about wanting to share your experiences with people. It can be done. So
Yeah, I'm witnessing it right now.
think about it, man. Think about it. All right, that's it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you.